All right, welcome to episode 2 of Tales from the Gunshow. What did I hear and see that was worth sharing with all y'all? Quite a few things, actually. So, let's just get it going. All right, so, old, if you've been to a gun show, you kind of see this certain type of person. It's like, hey, there's a gun show in town. I'm going to dig out my old surplus outfit or granddaddy's World War II overcoat and whatever cosplay crap that they could think of, and they just come walking around the gun show looking for more stuff to add to their costume, probably. But so I saw maybe like early 1800s French military guys, some steampunkish like mixture of like whatever the heck they had going on. Some dude was in like full on like World War II outfit. Like, I'll give him the credit on that one. It was like era specific, correct, and it was actually put together pretty well. I'll give him that, but it was still kind of weird and cringy. Um, so yeah, old war cosplay stuff. What's up with that? Like, why? It's not like a convention like that. It's a gun show. Anyway, um, what was so outside of that? I know I've heard this comment before. All right, the 1911s won 2 world wars. It's the best gun in the world, right? I mean, the 1911 did not single-handedly win World War I or World War II. Okay, was it even the best gun in the war? I would argue against it and say no, it's not, because if you really want to go out to like, oh well, which one was the most used and which one was the most reliable? Well, okay. I'm not going to dig out those stats. I don't know them, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't that gun. Is it a good gun? Yes, but it's just that comment. It's getting kind of old. All right. I'm not an anti 1911 or non. Yeah, I'm pro 1911. Don't get me wrong here. It's getting kind of old. Tell me what you think. There was a dude walking around. You know, if you've been to gun shows too, you know people walk around with like their just cleared firearms trying to sell them. They just either have a flag or a sign, so nobody actually really talks to them unless they're interested of like what they're selling and how much. This dude just had a high polished in black Ruger Mark IV, just walking around with it in his hand with his finger, not even like a little bit on the trigger, all the way on the trigger, like just full on, like completely disregards any safety rules and just walking around swinging his arm like me and Tony, who was with me, we both looked and we're like, dude, I'm like, that's going on the list. All right, so I'm sure there was more that I didn't see. I just saw that one. All right. Oh yeah, if you've been to these shows as well, you'll know that there's just really weird old creepy people, and one of them happens to be a vendor. And I just happened, he made the list because out of all the shows, he's always there. And he's just a creepy old pervy man. All right. Just, you know, the ones that you can just like, they smell like pee and whatever other cream that they put on every morning. And they always flirt with the girls that are like old enough to be their grandchildren. It's just sick. All right. It's weird. So I have a picture I will show you guys of this dude trying to sell there's two in particular. So it was an LE Lower Colt M4 14.5, and he wanted $2,300 for it. And this thing was like beat up. Like you can tell that it had been in the Army or the Marine Corps for a while and then transferred over to a law enforcement after it was like decommissioned from the military or whatever. Like, or just in law enforcement that long. But it was just, this thing's been used and abused. And he's like, yeah, 14 or $2,300. Get bent, dude. Like, it's not worth $2,300 just because it's a Colt M4 with a LE lower. Other than the fact that it's going to be an SBR. Okay, so the second gun was a Palmetto government M4 carbine with a 37 mil launcher for $4,300. I know people spend a lot of money on some of these guns just because of just like, maybe there's not a lot of them left or whatever. But to me personally, not worth it. It's not that great. So I am going to do a better job next time at the show. I'm going to walk around and I'm going to see people who are outrageously pricing guns that are not worth the value that they're asking for them. And I will take pictures and notes, and we'll share that in the next one. But yeah, I thought this guy was just out of his mind. Like maybe he just didn't actually want to sell it, and he was hoping maybe some idiot would be like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you $2,300 for it." And it's not worth it. All right, now, brings us down to the last thing that I have written down for this gun show. This is actually not even cringy, or I'm not even upset about this. So there was a guy that came up to me that had, I don't have the specifics on year or anything like that, but he had an old, well-maintained Makarov. And he's like, I want a holster for this. I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. Like, I've done some old war, classic, weird stuff like that. I've done a PPKS that was like an original Nazis officers one. It was pretty neat. I've done a couple like an HK, like old timer stuff, right? Whatever. But he's like, I'm not done building this yet, and I want a holster for it when I'm done. I'm like, all right, what are you gonna do? He's like, I want to do a Roland special Makarov. And I was like, I don't even know what the heck that is, dude. But let me like, yes, here's my card. Let's do it. It sounds great. I'm like, tell me what you want to do with it. He's like, I have a slide that's got a threaded barrel. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then he's like, I also have, I think he said a grip or something like that allows him to have a push button mag, because I guess this doesn't have a push button mag. It's more of a lever. I'm not 100% on this. And then he also has a guy who's going to have a slide cut to put a red dot on it. So he's going to have like a mixture of, he's going to put a red dot on it. He didn't say suppressor. He was going to put a compensator on it, which is just wildly hilarious. But I'm like, dude, I want to see this thing when it's done. So if we do make this holster for this guy and he reaches out to me, I will be sure to share it. I don't know when this is going to happen, but that's going to be kind of cool and interesting, right? So that's what I have for this past weekend's Tales of the Gun Show. Nothing too crazy, but then that Roland Special Makarov might be something to look forward to. And I have a show this weekend, so stay tuned for episode 3, and we'll see what wondrous stories and things we will hear and see on the next episode of Tales from the Gun Show. We'll see you on the next one, guys.